Well, it's still fresh in my mind. I want to relate a couple of visions that I had last night. I was up quite a bit last night trying to figure out what it was, what the first vision was, and then when I went back to bed, I just slipped right back into it. That doesn't happen very often. It has happened, but usually it doesn't happen. Usually I just go on to another dream if I'm going to. But this one was pretty strange, so I think I want to relate it to you. And especially after this morning, I watched somebody else's vision, and it was quite similar. I think that more people are getting visions like this, so I figured it's for me to relate to you. Okay, in the vision, I am a young bride, and my husband just bought me a mansion. And I am taking my girlfriend up for the weekend. We're driving in my sports car. We're not living in the mansion yet. I just want to check it out. And I get to the gates of it, and I look at this mansion, and I remember thinking, oh, that is ugly. It's horrible. I don't know what my husband was thinking of. So anyways, we go into the mansion, and it was just like these big box rooms, and I was thinking, this isn't me. I don't feel comfortable. There was just something about the place. But we settled and we put our stuff away. And then out of all things, which was really bizarre, we went sailing. And I've never went sailing in my life. Well, I've been on a catamaran. I don't know if you can count that as sailing. But in this vision or dream that I was having, I actually knew what I was doing and I was sailing. So anyways, after we get sailing, my girlfriend decides to go for a walk, and I decide to explore this house. Her and I had looked on the main floor and the bedrooms area and stuff like that, and we weren't impressed. I seemed to be quite richy kind of a girl that had a snobby attitude as to things should be this way, which is so not me. I'm not like that. But she went off for a walk, and I went to explore the basement. And there was this huge, amphitheater where they watched, movies and stuff like that. And it was done in this modern kind of a look, and I really didn't like it. And I went out of there, and I went into another room, a smaller room in the back. There was quite a few rooms in here. And when I went into the other room, the walls started to move and gyrate, and then hands started coming out and a face started coming out, and I started backing out of this room like, oh my gosh, this was disturbing. I remember not being absolutely terrifying, but disturbed by this and knowing I'm not staying here. And when I come out of there in the amphitheater is this man I didn't notice when I first went in, and he's all disheveled and he's wearing a suit and he's crazed. He's just, kind of foaming out at his mouth. And he was the previous owner. And he starts grabbing at my clothes and grabbing at me because he was on the ground. And he's like, you got to give me back the house. I made a mistake. I wasn't supposed to sell it. You got to give it back to me. And I'm like, you can have it. You can have it back. There's no problem. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to be here. And I just broke free from him and ran upstairs, and that was the end of the dream. And I woke up and wandered around the house and prayed for about an hour, what is this? And I was thinking that, am I being, have I brought something in my house? Why am I having dreams like this? Because I haven't had dreams like this for a long time. And I did go to bed, and I did ask prior to that, and I asked for God to give me some visions, if there was something for me to see, hoping that he would give me something more pleasant, but that's usually not what happens. If you've watched my other dream visions, you'll know that it's usually kind of bizarre and crazy. So I finally settled myself down, went back to bed, and slipped right back into this dream. But this time, I'm not the rich girl who just got married. I'm me. And my husband is there with me, and there's a whole bunch of people that are there. I remember there was a maid there, and there was just people all over. The whole place was filled with people. And I went in to explore the basement again. I don't know why. I remember I was looking for my tablet. I couldn't find my little tablet. And so I'm looking at, and I open up one of the rooms, and in the room was just a big old discotheque, people dancing around, and it was red lights, and it just had such an evil feeling that I quickly shut that door, and it was like, oh. And then I remembered there was a baby in this. I remember somebody had brought a baby in here, so that seemed to be significant later on. And lo and behold, I go back into the room where the walls are moving, and sure enough, they are, and the hands are reaching out again. And I don't know how I slipped back into this vision, but I did, and they're all over, and there's more arms, and there's more faces, and it's morphing, and then all of a sudden the walls break open, and it's water, and it's gushing water, and it's flowing fast at me, and I'm running, and everybody is screaming and running for the stairs. And I remember the baby, but the baby is behind a locked room. You had to put in a combination to get into this room, and I had backtracked now because I can't leave the baby. So I opened up the door, I grabbed a hold of the baby. I remember I had my tablet too, which was really strange. I grab a hold of the baby and I start running, and it is just like the water is just at my heels. It's not touching me, but it's so close. And I run up the stairs, and there's this older woman there, and she just grabs hold of my arm to pull me that last bit to stop the water, and we both slam the door. But we just start running because we know that's not going to hold it. It was just this torrent of water. And she starts running, and I'm running. And my husband, by this time, he is quite a ways ahead of me. And I open up the front door, and it's bright sunshine. But I'm still running, and I see my husband, and I'm running up to him thinking, I can't carry this baby. He's got to help me with this baby. So I hand him the baby, and he's frustrated with me because he has this jacket on, and he doesn't like the jacket. It was a black jacket, and he didn't want to wear a black jacket when he was holding a baby. And so he was trying to get me, he was telling me to pull on his arm to get his jacket off. And I thought, this is so bizarre. We're in a crisis. We have to be focused, and we got to just keep on running because the water's going to catch us. And anyways, I get to help him get the jacket off, and he's holding on to the baby with one, and then he starts putting on another jacket. And I remember thinking, how absurd. Why would he do these things? But then at that point, all of a sudden I'm effortlessly running, and I'm faster running, and my husband starts running faster, and we're doing this effortlessly, and the scenery starts to change. And the sky gets bluer, and the flowers start to come out all over the place, and we're in this beautiful field, and we're running, and we're joyful, and we're where we want to be. And that's where it ends. Well, my interpretation of this dream is that things are going to be let loose, and it's going to be a real race. It's going to be tough, and it's going to be hard to get our family members, and we're not going to always understand, or they're not going to understand us. But if we're diligent and we're faithful and we're kind, we can help them along, even if we think they're absurd and why can't they understand that we're in a race for our life. That's kind of what but the water and the overpowering, to me, I think it has to do with what's going on right now, that we really are in the last days. We're in the more than the last days. I think we're kind of tipping right over into the other part of it, into the great tribulation. And things will get, great tribulation. That is like water torrent coming at you. This is going to be overwhelming if you're not solid in your faith. If you haven't put your complete trust, and the same thing for me, because these dreams always apply to me along with you. He doesn't give me these dreams for just other people. He always is telling me something as well, to be strong, to run the race, to put on the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faith, mildness, and self-control. And above all else, put your faith in Jesus and Jesus alone. At the end, we will get there, and it will be like we're running, and then we're there. We're just there. We're just there. Be strong, my friends. Those who endure to the end will be saved. Live in love and light.